What's up, you guys? Thanks for being with me again today for another breakdown for the Houston Rockets. Today we took on the LA Clippers, man, with Lou Williams, Kawhi Leonard. I was a little nervous coming in, before the season. I looked at the Clippers as probably the toughest matchup for the Rockets, really for a lot of different teams. But for us, the way we like to attack, I thought they could really, create challenges for us. But as the season developed, I see how if we could attack them, when we're at our best. So I was excited for tonight. But then when I got the news about Daniel House being out, and a few days ago, we heard Eric Gordon had surgery, and that really was a bummer. So I was kind of down about this match. I was like, man, I wish we could be at full strength. But our boys came out and did their thing tonight. Let's kind of get into that. Before we get going, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for me. I have a breakdown video for each and every Rockets game this season. And as y'all see, we're 8-3 now, trying to push the top of the West. It's going to be a fun ride, and our schedule's about to really tighten up. So these next couple games are going to be really important for us to keep our seeding and just showing, where we really sit among, the top teams in the league right now. All right, now, so this game, man, we got out to a nice big run, but quickly there, things started to take a turn. Russ started to get into foul trouble. He picked up his second foul, which was one, but then he picked up two more fouls in the first quarter. I mean, just unbelievable. Those last two fouls were really questionable. The fourth one, I just don't see how you give that call to a player like Russ. Really, anybody, a fourth foul like that in that situation is a really tough call to make. Where the guy's denying him, and you didn't have to call that, but they did. And it was from that moment that I really got nervous about the game. I was already, again, the matchup and what the Clippers can do defensively. I was already nervous about it, but then when I saw that Russ was going to be out, knew it was going to be tough for James to, keep up that offensive load. Hey, but he seemed up for it. Gotta talk about James. Every game I talk about him, he's just been kind of boogieing lately. Another 40-point game. He's close to averaging 40 points a game this season if he's not already there. And I kind of had confidence as the season developed. I was like, I don't think the Clippers are going to be able to just stop him from scoring his 30 points, even with Patrick and Kawhi. As you see, he just has so many options. If you're playing him a certain way, he can either get to the hole and find that floater, find that layup, find that lob, and we all know about that step back three. The 3-point game is lethal. It's probably as lethal as it is in the league outside of the Splash Bros. So he is truly a special offensive talent. He's been carrying his team over the last couple games, and that's great to see. That's what he's supposed to do as an MVP. But the other side of the duo, Russell Westbrook, it's been kind of funny. If you look at the first 5 games of the season, Russ was the best player on the team. He was playing spectacular. But these last 5 games, it looks more of an adjustment. These last 5 games look more like we were kind of expecting to see, where just he doesn't seem as comfortable. He's missing shots, and they don't seem to be just in a flow as much as they seem in the first couple games. Again, though, I'm glad that we did have those first 5 games to fall back on. I think at this point, some would rather say they'd rather see the bad games first and then the good games as they progress. But, sometimes it doesn't work like that. Progression isn't always linear. Not all times you're going to just shoot straight up like that. Sometimes you'll shoot up, go down a little bit, and you get back up and down before you go back up again. And, that's what we're seeing with Russ right now. Another thing I wanted to point out about this game, and I talked about it in the last video, is that the defense really is improving. If you look at these last couple games, the rotations have been much more solid. A lot of the Clippers' buckets tonight were by, great plays by Kawhi Leonard, and they hit some shots. But we really did a great job tonight. Really securing the rebound. Shout out Capella for that. But in the first half, the Clippers missed a bunch of shots, some good, some bad. But Capella each and every time was grabbing that board, securing it. And, that sounds like, simple, but it's very important, especially if you look at this Rockets team. Early in the season, we weren't getting a lot of offensive rebounds. We were getting out hustled, and we weren't securing the possession with the rebound. And that's, it's not a great defensive possession if you don't secure it. So that's definitely a positive. I love seeing that, from the team. And just the fact that the defense overall has been improving. That's something that we need to hang our hat on. And I will bring up Russ again. When I watch him defensively, he really is engaged. He's doing a really good job of just staying engaged defensively, trying to talk and be where he needs to be. Maybe got a little overzealous with his fouls tonight, but just when I look at these games where he's been struggling, not playing his best, he has really been giving a good defensive effort. Really just trying to fit in. I think just a part of this pairing I see, Russ is he's taking a support type role. He is the secondary option. So he is. You see him focusing more on defense more. You see him focusing in on a lot of different things. And I think with the loss of Eric Gordon and House, you see, there were going to be a bunch of assists tonight. You saw that both in Harden and Russ. But especially Russ, if you look at these past couple games, his assist has been down. And that just kind of goes without saying earlier with just, maybe him not playing his best. But I'm not too worried about that. This team is going to get going offensively. We're not going to have any problems there. Just keeping the defensive focus tight. That's what's going to make this team be the best that they can be. If we want to reach whatever goals that you think, the Rockets can reach, championship, Western Conference Finals, that's all going to depend on this defense. Harden is a great player. He's going to be able to carry the offense himself. Him and Russ are going to be able to do great things. But if we can tighten in defensively, really take advantage of we have defensive assets and things we can do defensively. We just got to stay focused. I think the only other thing I wanted to talk about with this game was the refs, and I kind of talked about that with Russ, but these refs were all over the game, and some of you NBA fans know Tony Brothers already. He's a very popular ref, and it just seems like there are nights where he just wants to take control of the game, and that's what happened. They were superstars tonight. Every other possession they were right on screen, flexing, just doing their thing, like just wanting to be all on the screen, calling the signals. So you hate to see that. It's never a fun game. The first half was really low scoring and very slow, and that was a big part of it. Just every single time there was a foul, there was always something getting reviewed. It was just really slow and not the fun basketball that we're used to seeing. And honestly, the challenge call, I know that's controversial. I'm sure a lot of you guys like it. For me, in basketball, I'd rather just not see it. Like, let's keep it moving. The game is so fast. There's gonna be bad calls, and I'm gonna get mad at bad calls. We all gonna get mad at bad calls, but I'd rather just keep this thing moving. Maybe if you want to have it in the last 2 minutes, but then I understand if you have the last 2 minutes, why don't you expand it even further? So I understand that. And so to me, in that case, I'd rather just get rid of it entirely because it's still bad calls going on. The challenge ain't ruining bad calls. I saw a bunch of bad calls tonight. So again, I'd just rather get rid of it. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. That's the perfect example. If you guys saw that play, Russ went up for a dunk, challenged a 7-footer at the rim, went up for a two-handed dunk, got fouled on the arm, and there was no call. So there's going to be bad calls regardless. You can only do so much about it. But I'm really excited about this team. We're 8-3 now. If the Lakers lose tonight, we'll be at the number 1 seed in the West. I don't think they're going to lose though. But if they are, we'll be number 1 in the West. I think we're going to be at number 2 now. That's awesome, especially when you consider that there's been up and downs through the season. It hasn't been perfect. We have not been at our best so far this season, but we're 8-3. Russ and Harden have been up and down. Like I said, Russ is struggling now, but don't y'all forget, the first couple games, Harden was struggling. I was on here talking about, Harden, get it together. So, again, they kind of just have reversed it, and it's good things they can win through this, and figure it out. So, you guys let me know what you thought about the game in the comments. Again, like and subscribe to this video. I think we got the Pacers on Friday or Saturday. I'm super pumped about this team. It's real fun being, part of this fan base. Thank you guys for welcoming me with open arms. It's been a great time, and I'll be with you guys on Friday. All right.